Hey all, Kurt Sasso here from TGT. We're here at Fan Expo Canada 2010. We're here with the rest of the S&S Comics crew. Mark, how you doing today, Mark?
I'm not bad, man. Thank you very much. How's it going? I'm doing well.
I'm doing great. It's wonderful here to see you guys. You just spoke with Lance. He had glowing reviews about your art style. He loved your Boba Fett, and
yeah, that's actually how we met. Was he found my Boba Fett image on DA? They contacted me, said I like your stuff, and after that, I said I like your sketch cards, and I had been kind of trying to bug the guy at Upper Deck to do sketch cards, and I said I like your work. How can I do that? And he said I like your work too, and he hooked me up with all like the names of all the guys on top of the companies, and he got me into the world of sketch cards. Yeah,
that's great stuff.
It all came from Boba Fett, so
that's okay. No, my fault. But you know, I love your style. I love Lance's style. You guys mesh really well, and that's great to see in a collaboration with especially with the first-time comic book that you guys have put out.
Absolutely.
And of course, working together is a real key. And you guys bounce off each other really well, from what I can see in terms of your styles. But what else is on the go with S&S Comics?
Well, as you know, I guess this is our first book. Dreadful is the first book we've ever done together. It came about where I was putting together. I wanted to have my own comic book for Fan Expo this year, so I started writing the first story in Dreadful, which is called Dry Water. I realized I wasn't going to have enough pages to finish a full-page book, so I basically had 22 done. So I was like, okay, that story is the first one, and then I had 10 pages from a different story, where a guy contacted me saying, I'm putting together an anthology of zombie comics. Do you want to do a 10-page story? And I said, sure. And then after that, I said, how's it being, distributed? And he said, well, you send us your pages, and we'll print the anthology, and then you buy the anthology at cost and sell it off on your own. And I never spoke to him again. So I had the 22 and the 10-page story, and then I was talking to Lance, and said, I'm doing this book, do you want to do a story in it as well? And he said, absolutely. I said, give me what you got. He came up with his story, which is 5 pages, called SKP. It's fantastic. We work really well together. We always talk over Skype and stuff like that. It's like it's working with a friend, so it makes it that much easier.
Now, in terms of writing the story, obviously we've talked about your art, but writing a zombie-type story, what inspiration do you draw from that?
For writing inspiration for zombie stories, I'm a huge zombie fan. For Dry Water, it was a case of I saw Resident Evil 3 in the theaters, and I was stoked because it's going to be a zombie western, and then it wasn't. So I was like, I want to write that story, but on my own terms. And I didn't want it to be like old-style western with 6-shooters and that kind of thing. I wanted automatic weapons, and I wanted cars and stuff like that, kind of like Last Man Standing with Bruce Willis. So I was like, that's the story I want to have it happen in. So I basically just sort of made up this story where basically one day a zombie shows up, and all hell breaks loose from there on.
Awesome, awesome. Fan Expo being a large convention here, probably the biggest one in Ontario and Canada for that matter. Once this closes up, once you close up shop with Lance and you head home, what personal experiences are you going to take away from this?
I don't know yet what I'm going to take away from it. Right now I'm friggin' stoked to actually be at Fan Expo with a good friend, a friend as good as Lance. I'm stoked to have an actual book that I can say this is mine, I created it. We're hoping to continue the series because all the stories in the first issue were zombie stories. We don't want to have it be like a zombie series of books. I want to have it be kind of like an old school horror book where every time it's an issue put out, it's got at least several short stories that are all horror based, or they're all like one's about like vampires or werewolves or something like that. But it's like a horror comic series with short stories in it.
That sounds like a blast. It sounds like a great time, and I really appreciate you taking the time to do this interview. I want you to have a wonderful weekend, a wonderful time at Fan Expo, and thanks a lot.
No, thank you, man. I appreciate you taking the opportunity to give us a spot on your show.
Oh, by the way, what's the website?
The website is slatermark.blogspot.com. So it's my last name. It's Slater, SLATERMARK.blogspot.com. Slatermark.blogspot.com.
Perfect.
Lance's is lancerx.deviantart.com. So look him up. There's a card for him.
There you go.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Mark. Really appreciate it.
Thank you very much, sir. Good talking to you.
Good talking with you, too.